All right, today get to have some fun. I'm gonna light this burn pile because I've started the new one over there. So time to get rid of this one. And yeah, this is like one of my favorite parts. So let's get to it. All right, I'm gonna try my hand at this voiceover deal. I've never done this before, and I had a whole script wrote out. I was gonna read it and like try to do all this fancy stuff on here, but yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. So I'll just kind of commentate on what's happening. This was the most tedious part of the day, was dragging these last few trees, throw it up on this pile, and then so I can get it lit, because that new burn pile, it's going to be way better for me. I didn't want to move this one, but just having to not go around stumps and a fence and all that stuff, it's just going to make my life substantially easier. So, you know, a little upfront work now will save me a whole bunch of time and physical effort later. So it's pain, but it's the right call. Yeah, this thing, yeah, that thing gave me a lot more problems than it looked like. All right, let's grab the hose, get out here and hook it up. All right, yeah, we'll get it hooked up, and then so the biggest like risk or whatever with any like controlled burn is it becoming an uncontrolled burn. So my thought process, the plan is that I'll keep the perimeter out just outside the fire wet, so that if it does jump or anything happens, at the very least I might buy myself a little time. I don't know how much time, but I'll be standing there with the hose anyway. So I'll drag it around, I'll spray the dirt and keep it wet, and because a little bit of that is a whole lot less painful than watching the fire jump over into the woods and take out a whole bunch of stuff next to me. Plus, the fire department's not exactly right next door. So, but, well, here's the fun part. Well, I hope the fast-forwarded video doesn't mess with anybody. Yeah, here we go. See, it takes off pretty quick because all this stuff has been there for a while, and it hasn't rained in about a week, maybe 10 days. So it was really dry. It was ready to just go up. So all right, yep, here we go. I sprayed a perimeter around it until the flames completely kind of die off. And just try to keep everything from, just keep it contained. That's what I'm trying to do. Which luckily for me, I had burned this pile before and then just restacked it. So it kind of already had a spot that it couldn't really get outside of that. All right, here we go. We're gonna go push everything back together now that the fire's died down. Yeah, look at all that smoke. Yeah, the sped up speed, it makes it look a lot more violent on the tractor than it actually was. But yeah, I'll push everything back together, and I'm trying to get as much to burn off as I can, because whatever doesn't burn, I got to move it over to the new pile. So the less I have to move, the better I feel like it's going to be. pick up the stuff that kind of small for the tractor, throw it back on top, and hopefully all this stuff burns away. And then it's just the bigger stuff, because there's some pretty like good size, like that thing that I'm messing with right now. Yeah, and see, go to pick it up and oh, that's hot. Yeah, I got through the glove on that one. Burn pile's going. It took about 15 minutes for it to burn down to where it's at now. So I took the tractor, pushed everything together. I'll let it burn for however long until it burns out, or I put it out. And then, you know, what doesn't get burned, I'll move over to my new burn pile, and then we've got clear pasture all the way through this thing then. So it was a good day, and we're on to the next one.